If I've ever entertained or educated you, I could use your help finding work in Canada. I can't be in the United States anymore. It's not safe for trans people, for gender nonconforming people, for people who don't agree with the regime and have spoken out publicly against it. I am a researcher of the far right. I am sitting on 10 months of rare and priceless ethnographic data on a violent Christian nationalist church. I have not had time to analyze it yet because I've been so busy waking up with this weight on my chest and frantically needing to go. And go before it gets worse. I was wrestling with what my crystal knocked was going to be, what was my moment where I had to go. And it was the Charlie Kirk assassination, and seeing that now they're blaming trans people for shit that cisgender people do. Like I have to go. I have to go. And I need your help to do that. I'm looking for work in Canada.
First thing you notice here is the level of delusion these people live with. They talk as if they were military targets, as if the entire government wakes up thinking about them, as if they're the center of the universe. Your own mind is creating imaginary enemies, living a life where you believe you're the main character. And believe me, she believes it so much that she left the United States because of Trump. Look at what ended up happening to her in Canada. A funny story about another white liberal woman angry at Trump. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. Let's begin.
I have a lot of job skills and I'm a hard worker. I would ideally like to be attached to a university. I am an excellent qualitative researcher. I can do interviews and participant observation. That's what my dissertation research is. And I can also design surveys. But if that's not possible, I can also do crisis intervention. I did crisis intervention and shelter work and advocacy for 6 years. I've also worked in elementary schools as a teacher. But like literally, I'll do anything. I will do anything. I'm good with people. So if you have work that is LIMA, as in they are open to foreign workers applying, please DM me. I need work in Canada in order to be able to move there. I can't move there without a work visa. I think I'm too far along in my PhD to start over as a master's. I have a master's already. Anyways, I'm sorry for the desperate tone of this message. It's because I am desperate and I'm terrified. It would be great if it was on the west side of Canada, but I understand that refugees don't get many choices, and I will take work anywhere I can find it. So if you have any ideas, please let me know, because I have to leave this country. Thank you.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Refugee from what, ma'am? No one is chasing you. No one is hunting you down in the street. No one is running a special operation just for you. But that's how these people live, thinking they're the main character in some dystopian movie, as if the entire world were focused on their existence. And you know what the worst part of all this is? Universities are mass-producing people with this mindset, with ridiculous degrees like gender studies. But the problem isn't just having a useless degree. The worst part is that they hate people who think differently, or just think normally, yet they want to become teachers for your kids. They want jobs in schools so they can teach their toxic ideology. But you know what the funny part is? She actually moved to Canada. Let's see how that's going for her.
I'm going to do something that I've never done before on TikTok, which is tell you where I'm located. I'm a scholar of the far right who has fled the United States to Canada, and I need help. I have been extremely cautious about what I share on here. For scholars of the far right, there's just an understanding that at some point you will receive threats or be doxxed or otherwise have your family threatened. Like, it was just sort of like explained to me when I started by senior scholars that that was an expected part of the job. So after my first viral video where I wasn't even talking about my research, but I was experiencing people coming in the comments section giving me those, I've been very cautious. I don't film outside. You don't know my name. You don't know my university. I don't film with my friends. so, so revealing where I'm located feels very hard. But the situation in Canada is absolutely dire for Americans who don't know. The housing crisis here is worse than in the United States. I lived in LA for 6 years and I have not faced rent as bad as here. When my partner, our cat, and our dog fled the United States, we headed north with the goal of being close to where our families are located, which is on the West Coast. So we are now in British Columbia. More specifically, we are in the Sea to Sky Highway in the Greater Vancouver area. We are attempting to find housing in the western side of this region.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
So you start by saying you're fleeing, that you're under threat, that you can't record yourself or say where you are, and then you give your full address in Canada. Make it make sense. This is what happens when someone believes they're the main character. Ma'am, nobody is chasing people for talking about politics. Those are your own crazy beliefs creating imaginary enemies. There's a saying, if you don't have peace within yourself, it doesn't matter where you go, you'll still be miserable. That's what's happening with these people. You ruined your own life. Not Trump, not the American people, not the people who think differently than you. You ruined your own life by running off to Canada. And once you're there, you realize you have no job, you're living poorly, you left a career behind, and now you're asking for help because mentally you're not doing well. But let's continue.
My partner and I are here on a visitor visa, which is a 6 months possible stay for Americans. But while you're here on a visitor visa, you can't work. So we are currently surviving off of what savings we could get together before we fled the United States. And that's not terribly much. And in Canada, I think it's actually the cost of living crisis is worse here, especially when you are shut out of the healthcare system, when you can't access any of the resources that Canadians have access to. And that's understandable. I'm not a citizen of the country, but it is making the financial situation dire because we can't work. Because there are two adults, a cat and a dog, we are looking for more than a room, but a one bedroom, two bedroom for free or below market rates. And I know that's a huge ask, but that's what we need. Canadians have been asking where I'm located and what I need because y'all are such lovely human beings. This is the ask. If you could help me by interacting, reposting this video, I would very much appreciate it to get this out there. As horrified as I am to be revealing my location, because I'm trying to find a way to get us housing. So if you are on Vancouver Island, if you are in the Vancouver or Surrey area with a one bedroom, two bedroom, let us know. We can pay rent, but it would probably have to be below market rate. Please let me know if that's possible. You can leave a comment and I'll get in touch with you, or DM me. I will be checking my messages regularly. I will be paying very close attention to this post. If we can't find housing, we're going to have to leave, and I don't know where we'll go. So I hope that this works. Thank you.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You really have to laugh. This is what I mean when people make stupid decisions driven by emotion. Women are experts at that. Since it's two women, apparently neither one stopped to think the decision through. If there had been a man involved, I seriously doubt this would have happened. Why are you moving to another country to beg? She wants someone else to support her. Just what Canada needs, more people living off the system. I honestly wonder what goes through these people's heads. How do you leave your country, your job, and your home just to move with a dog and a cat and your partner to another country where you have no job, no family, and nowhere to stay? I genuinely don't understand it. But like I always say, karma is a bitch. But I want you to see another video showing how she was before leaving, because she truly believes people are after her. This is quite a scene. Let's watch.
Women.
These are my last days in America as an American. I don't know when I can come back. Hopefully it'll still be safe to cross the border and come back and get the boxes that I'm leaving with friends here and there. My partner got a job that's going to sponsor them for a work visa, and so they can come back and get our belongings. But we can't take them with us to the border right now because we have to not move. We can't move there, so we have to show up with nothing more than 2 suitcases. So my belongings are going to be 2 suitcases at the border, and everything else has to either be rehomed to friends, donated, or thrown away. I have 3 boxes left that I am putting with different friends in the hopes of being able to come back and get them, including all of my books, all my books, and my art. And this process has just been one of tremendous loss. I am an artist, and I donated art supplies that I've been carrying around since I was a teenager. Just gone. And I am no longer somebody who does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because I'm not going to be able to afford it once I leave. And I'm no longer a gun owner, which was an important way that I felt safe and empowered in this violent fucking country. And I'm losing all of the objects that meant so much to me. And I know that on one hand, they're just things, you know, like all of the beautiful mason jars that I had my bulk goods in, you know, they were so pretty, and I sold them all. Everything I own, I'm having to pick up and be like, okay, do I get rid of this? How long have I had it? What does it mean to me? How easy is it to replace? Is it expensive? Can I sell it? And the wild thing is that most of the time you cannot sell perfectly good things. You have to throw them away or give them away if you can. But I've already given away everything I can to my friends. People don't want it. People don't want it. It'll be like a 3/4 full bottle of perfectly good vinegar and nobody will take it. It'll be like a really nice set of clothing hangers and nobody wants it. We're just awash in shit and nobody wants it. So you have to throw it away or donate it. And I refuse to donate bad shit to these places because everybody does that. And so I'm just throwing things away. And it kills me. But I can't bring it with me. There's no time and there's no room. And I have to be able to get across the border with my cat and 2 suitcases and what I hope will look like junk in the back seat. I don't want to leave my country. I don't want to leave my friends and my nieces and nephews. This is the first Christmas we won't be together.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Nobody wants free junk. You could give me your car, a computer, maybe a TV, but cooking oil and dishes? Come on. The ironic part is exactly what I've been saying. She thinks people are chasing her. Honestly, ma'am, you're just not that important. I really don't understand these people. When the Democrats won, I didn't see a single Republican leaving the country because the socialists won. There was none of this drama. These people always turn everything into a spectacle. This country isn't hunting people down for thinking differently. The United States is the birthplace of critical thinking. Everyone can think their own way, and nobody judges you for it, even when your ideas are stupid. But let's keep going.
They've taken that from us. It's just been the most brutal 2 months of my life. I have never been so stressed and so overwhelmed, and God, there's just so much still to do. I feel like I'm living in this weird alternate reality where like my entire world is being stripped to parts, and everybody else is just like, wait, you're moving that soon? I didn't realize that. I was like, I don't know what I fucking should have told you. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm leaving. I'm fleeing the country because I don't know when things are gonna turn, you know? Like after the Charlie Kirk assassination, it was like a monster turned and had me in its eyes, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is the moment. And from this moment, any other moment could be the kickoff to a genocide. And I know that because I've studied genocide, and I know what it looks like, and I know how people talk about human beings and what they want to do. I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to report my whole life and flee just to be safe. But I don't see anybody fighting for trans people here. All I see is fucking Gavin Newsom and Pete Buttigieg like throwing trans people under the bus, and the Democratic establishment being like, what if we were also racist and terrible? What if we also admitted we had never liked trans people and always found them kind of icky? I saw this horrendous Pew Research survey on asking like non-trans people, cisgender people, how much they felt they had in common with trans people. And like straight cisgender people, okay, like they didn't feel like they had that much in common for the most part, and that's fine, you know? It was the cisgender gays and lesbians who responded basically the same way as straight people did, that they don't have much in common with transgender people, that really just like has been haunting me ever since, because that means nobody sees us as family. Nobody sees us as like them. And so what we would rely on for protection are very abstract ideas of just generally like it's a good thing to protect human lives. And that's not enough, not in this day and age. I've thrown away so many things. There were so many things that mattered to me and represented who I am as a person and my history. And I know they're just things, but they're not. They're imbued with like memories of my parents and friends that I don't talk to anymore but still love, and all of the times that I went dancing in that pair of shoes, you know, and you have to hope that there'll be something of you left on the other side. And I think it'll be better once we're gone, but I feel like I'm being flayed alive, like just losing so many things, and saying goodbye to people over and over again. So many people I love here. And that's just the emotional part and the stuff part. It's not even the bureaucracy. It's not even the paperwork and fear of not being able to stay longer. It's too much, but it has to be done, and it will. It will get done. And that's how I'm doing. Super fun becoming a refugee.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Canada must be having a great time with all these people, honestly. If there are any Canadians watching this, tell me, are you happy that everyone with this persecution complex keeps running to Canada? Now, some time ago I said that when women don't have children, the energy they could use to love their kids gets redirected into other things, like loving a cat or a dog as if they were their children, or in cases like this, into social movements that eventually become their identity. These people experience it as if it were their entire life. If you disagree with the movement, they think you're rejecting them as a person. Look at this woman. After seeing the polls and realizing that nobody really cares about her sexual life, she has taken it as an attack on her identity, on her as a person. But the truth is that people simply don't think about you as much as you think they do. For people like this, it's hard to understand that everyone else is busy with their own lives. Nobody thinks about you as much as they think about themselves. And just because you have a preference doesn't mean I have to share it. These people don't understand that this is the world. We're not all going to think the same way. As long as no one is physically harming you for thinking differently, there shouldn't be any problem with you living your life. But what do you all think? We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Do you think this woman is actually being persecuted, or is she going through an identity crisis? Do you think this way of thinking comes from a real threat, or from a mind consumed by ideology, fear, and the need for validation? If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next video from the wall.